That's much better.
That's
right?
nice. That's good.
Much better.
Yeah.
Call that. Oh, there it goes right now. See ya. All right, awesome. Well, Emily, welcome
Thank you.
to Fostering Communication. Now, Todd's going to be upset, but I got to be honest. You're our first guest in the new studio.
In the Dad Den.
Todd had this whole thing. I told him that he didn't, but he forced his way in here to be the first one. Mm-hmm. So we let him get away with that. He's going to claim it, but
I'll claim it secretly.
per scheduling,
Yeah.
number one. So welcome.
I'll claim it secretly.
All right, do me a favor. Pronounce your last name.
Ringenbach.
Ringenbach.
Yeah, if you don't remember it, my family always used to say, if no one's home in front, Ringenbach.
And if she don't answer now, she'll ring you back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I had teachers all the time call me Ringerback, Ringenbach. It's just kind of a...
Yeah, see, I learned a very long time ago with my name, it's better just to ask than go down the path
than to just assume.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This stuff that I get for my last name, so I can't imagine
Pozda.
what you get. Yeah.
Pozda.
I get Pozda. I don't even know, like, how do you get that
adding
many
extra
vowels?
letters?
It's like, where are you coming up with that? So, anyway, at least in theory, you would think it wouldn't be that difficult, but sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is.
All right. So, one thing that I want to get out of the way quick, because we've got some questions for you.
Okay.
You've recently made a big change in the world of dispatch.
Yes.
Which is?
We've upgraded all of our department from dispatch to logistics. Yeah. Reason being because our team is not just dispatchers. We're customer service representatives. We're liaisons with the service managers. We control a lot more than just, hey, go to this call.
Yeah.
We're a support line for the techs, personal and professional. So I upgraded them. So all of our dispatchers are now logistics analysts, and they're taking a role in calculating their own KPIs and making sure that they're kind of holding themselves to a standard that I'm holding them to. Myself is a logistics center director. So that's very exciting to have a director at the end of my name.
LCD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I put that in abbreviations in forms and stuff. And then we also promoted Destiny, who is now my kind of right-hand man.
Awesome.
Doing our training.
Yeah. It's funny, when you boil this business down in its simplest form, all it is really capacity management, right?
Yeah.
Do we have the capacity to take the call? And then do we have the capacity to run the call?
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And then when you boil kind of, all right, what is the definition of managing capacity? I mean, you're right. It really is logistics. So it's funny when you said that, I was like, okay, I see what she's doing here. I can understand that. I'm going to warn you, though, there's going to be times through this where I'm probably going to say dispatch, and you can't get mad at me.
That's fine.
It was that way when we did the rebrand to Call Dad.
Yep.
Like, because I had to intentionally not say Call Dad for so long that it was almost harder for me to make the switch to Call Dad.
Yeah. I mean, I still even mess it up sometimes.
So
I'll call them dispatchers
okay.
or
right, good.
Like the dispatch team, but then I'll try
giving
and
me
correct myself.
I've got the pass.
You can have a pass.
If I accidentally say dispatch.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one's allowed to comment and make fun of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I got the air working for you.
Yeah.
So we've got that for me. All right, cool. Okay. How in the world did you end up at Call Dad? Where'd you come from? What drew you into the trades?
My goodness. A lot of different things. Honestly, this is my first spot with HVAC.
Yeah.
So Call Dad was completely new to me when I came in. I had dispatch experience working with trash companies. So I worked with Republic Services. I worked with Waste Management, both in a dispatch and a logistics kind of position, doing operations with them. But I also have a passion.
And that's a lot of, sorry to interrupt, that's a lot of like optimizing schedules and routes and all that type of stuff,
because a lot of them are doing the same calls over and over.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference between here and there, is that, you know, there it would be, okay, this is your Tuesday route. This is what you do every single Tuesday.
It's route augmentation as opposed to...
versus daily optimization. Yeah. So I did that, and then I have a passion for working with animals. So I started right when I got out of college working with veterinary hospitals. I've opened a couple with people. I've gotten my veterinary technician certification, so I'm technically licensed. It's probably expired.
Yeah.
Went to school for that, and then unfortunately had a back injury and couldn't continue.
Yeah.
But it's always
most
been
people
passion.
don't realize like how difficult the animal industry is.
Very.
You and I have talked about this a few times because I don't think probably not that many people know that now here, but used to own some doggy daycares, boarding and grooming facilities. So I saw that industry firsthand, and the amount of people that come into that industry thinking that they're going to go play with dogs.
It's not
and
play
it
with
is
puppies
not,
and
yeah,
kittens
it
all
is
day.
It is not that world.
I've
It
got
is a tough,
scars galore on my hands from.
Yeah.
But it's nice to still have the understanding that, like, I know that animal's just scared.
Yeah.
I know they're not actively trying to attack me.
Yeah.
So the behavior part of it has always interested me.
Was that hard for you? Was it like a letting go of a dream type scenario?
Somewhat.
Or was it, yeah.
And I still kind of think about it here and there, whether I want
Yeah.
to go back to vet school and get a full DVM. But I'm happy with where I am right now.
Yeah.
The dream in the future, and we've talked about it before, is to open a coffee shop / senior dog sanctuary. So that could kind of be my bridge between the two.
Yeah. Which, I mean, there's always a huge need on the senior and elderly dog side.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate reality of what we live in, but that's an area that needs service. So
it's nice to give them that chance.
To you for seeing where the need is probably the most within that subsector, and then still holding hope towards moving towards.
And I've got Mako. She's 9 now. She's my old lady.
Yeah. Oh, I love Mako.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All right. So, what brought you to Call Dad? You were with Republic. You said right
so I
before
left
this?
Republic after. To be completely frank, I had a mental breakdown from the stress of that job and not really balancing my work-life balance.
Yeah.
And just had to leave. So I took a break, kind of recentered, got to know myself again, and then thought that I'd like to go back into a dispatch position. I found Call Dad, and just from reading all of the materials online, the job posting was unique. HVAC was something that I hadn't gotten into, but I'd always been interested in the trades because my dad grew up, my dad was a builder, so I knew a lot of tradesmen growing up. And did an interview with Reba, loved her, did an interview with Brian, and saw the place, and that was it.
Yeah. The rest is history.
The rest is history, yeah.
Did you know what you were getting into in terms of culture and environment?
I think so, somewhat. It's definitely expanded from where it was to where it is now.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of focus on culture, especially in my team and Amy's team. We're even talking about doing a Spirit Week in October and kind of bringing in everybody to do funky dress-up days and do pajama day, things like that, to build a culture. What I've noticed on the back end of it is that there's a lot of remote employees that even are wrapped into the Call Dad culture.
Yeah.
So that's amazing that it's that pervasive.
Yeah. Well, I guess, so my question for culture is more specific to the culture of change, that it's not like, and maybe Republic wasn't like this, but I assume Republic was more like,
this is the way
this
that
is
it
the
is.
way, yeah, and this is it, and we do it this same way everywhere. Like, it doesn't matter if it's broken.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. And you'll get those people here and there, but from a whole culture standpoint at Call Dad, that's always been something that's been open. You can bring an idea to anybody. If I brought an idea to Brian, he was like not super passionate about it, I knew I could bring it to you. I could bring it to Stuart and still kind of figure out a workaround to improve processes. And it's great to be in a place where you can give your feedback and then not be worried about retribution.
Yeah. Like, that's a terrible idea. How dare you?
Why would you suggest that?
Yeah, we're changing it from logistics back to dispatch.
Yeah, it's like, I just wanted to be nice.
We're just trying to think ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing that I really would like to accomplish through this conversation, because the majority of the staff is in the field. And I think one of the harder things for staff in the field to understand is what the people in the office do, right? Like, and vice versa, right? The reality is, like, you may understand what it's like to run a call, but sometimes until you run a call, it's a difficult thing to do.
We're each busy in our own way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you had to walk through a day in the life, how would you describe what it's like to be a logistics analyst? It's
a whirlwind. So if I could break it down, like, hour by hour or section by section. Morning, you come in, check that every single call has been assigned to the right technician for the right time period, noting any customer preferences, noting any parts that have to get picked up and communicating that to the technician, make sure that they know to get to the supply house before it closes, which we're also reframing the parts process, so that's been fun. Afternoon, throughout late morning through afternoon is, constant phone calls. You're talking to customers, you're talking to service managers, you're talking to location managers, talking to me. You're talking to techs primarily who have questions ranging from, I don't have a certain tool for this call, I need to come back, or I don't know how to process payment on this. And so we have to have a wide range of knowledge about everything that a technician does outside of the immediate technical knowledge, because I'll still have techs call me and they're like, oh yeah, we need to replace this part. I was like,
I've never heard of that.
I don't know what that is, so good for you. But it's busy. The feedback that I've gotten from my team, particularly in the busy season of the summer, is they are so busy, hours will fly by before they blink. But they all love it. It's dispatch as an industry is for fast-paced people. And I think people who live in a fast-paced, adaptable environment are much more able to hit the ground running with those. And it's a lot of what my team does.
So nowhere in that description did I hear you say deciding which techs you want to get retribution against and give a crappy call to.
No.
Because I think that's what I pictured dispatch on. No, I'm joking. But I think the reality is, like, as a dispatcher or logistics analyst, you have to be able to move from one thing to the next without letting what you just did linger into the next thing. And that's a hard, like, you want to talk about, like, multitasking personalities, like, it's a hard thing. There's no way, like, I've joked about this. I think we're getting to the point I can't say this as much anymore, but most every position in this business I've done at some point early on. Like, there was a month where I was answering the phones at Sky. So I understand some of the, like, the basic blocking and tackling, but to do it and to navigate it, like, there's no way.
And to do it all at the same time.
There's no way I could do it.
I can't tell you how many times I was on the phone with someone and doing something else on my computer. And, like, talking to them, okay, I'll do that. I'll handle it in a second. I'll write it down and then go back to what I was doing. It's intense multitasking.
So if there was one thing that you wish techs understood about logistics and dispatch, what would, and I'm not saying it's just one thing, I'm just saying, like, what would be at the top of the list?
We are never ignoring you on purpose. If we don't answer the phone, we'll call you right back. Like, it's because we're talking to somebody else. It's not looking at our phone and going, oh, it's Michael calling. Ignore. I've never seen a logistics analyst do that. It's often, I'm on the phone with this tech handling this thing. I hear it ringing because it's a queue, so it still rings through. And then we'll hit mute so that we can focus on the conversation that we're having. And then as soon as we hang up, it's pick the phone back up and call them back. My expectation with my team is within 2 minutes we should be getting back to people.
All right, on the flip side of that, what's one thing that is a weak point or frustration with dispatch that you wish you could improve, or that you want to improve, but there's other things that need, like, what is one thing that you wish you could communicate or correct that you're striving to over time?
Probably just kind of embodying the company mission, right? Our team is primarily trying to provide fast, efficient solutions. And that is not always going to be convenient for a tech. That's going to be, you have to go out at 9:30 at night because this customer is very upset about their new install is not working.
Yeah.
Though it may seem harsh, we'll tell the technicians, like, hey, I need you to go do this. Yeah. And if we get pushback, we'll go to their manager, and it's like, I don't want to tell on you, but I do need that buy-in, I think is the big.
So in terms of, though, like, what could dispatch get them to understand different, right? I think you and I actually had this conversation, I think, during the last or 2 echelon fronts ago, where it's like there's this weird nuance of, depending what lens you're looking at the mission through, you can not manipulate it, that wouldn't be the right word, but you could use the mission almost in a way that best suits whatever your role is.
Yeah, because it's, are you providing a fast solution? Or are you providing the most efficient solution?
Correct. Like you would say...
Are you providing a solution at all, but you're just sending somebody out there who may not be able to solve it? So we're routing with the intention
either of those things eliminating uncertainty.
Exactly. Or any of these being together. But I think our biggest point is just making sure that we're communicating those changes and the why between what we do, because I've noticed a couple of times we'll send messages, and I want to own them, but our team has sent messages of, like, I don't know, man, like, follow up with your serviceman, like, I don't know. And I don't want my team to have that attitude towards those questions. I want them to be able to speak to, I'm putting you on this call for such and such reason, because you're the most senior tech, because I believe that you can fix this, because it's important for us to take care of our customer, versus just, you need to do this.
All right, so in your defense, it's a hard thing to show empathy when you're dealing with 200 techs that are all asking for attention.
Why do I have to go?
Yeah. On the flip side of that, though, it's like every person's like, they think it's unique to them, and it's the same. All right, so I used to say this to techs on a regular basis, which is, when you show up at that door, you don't know what that customer's going through. Like, they could have just gotten or finished a screaming match with a spouse. They could have just gotten fired. Like, I'm using an extreme example, but you don't know. Yeah, you have no clue what that homeowner just went through. So even if you answer the door, or you knock on the door, you're ready to give your credibility spiel, ask if where you parked is okay, like, go through care and solve, and homeowner answers the door, what do you want? It's like,
I would be like that gif, like,
it's you can't respond, like, you have to stick to the process. Like, you can't let whatever is going on, you got to win them over. You've got and it's
you
tough.
Gotta kind of let it roll off your back.
Yeah, because same from their perspective with dispatch. You call dispatch, another tech could have just yelled at them, right? You could have come over, like, there's so many things that can go on. So it's like, you want understanding and empathy from the tech, but you also have to have understanding and empathy from dispatch that you can't carry over, and sometimes that tech just needs to be told, hey, it's okay, or whatever. So it's like this weird balance of, like,
it's frustrating.
So how do we solve that? I'm just joking. I'm not.
I
don't think we all answer that for you. I don't think that there's any possible way to solve it, and I don't care if you're in logistics or you're in the field.
One thing that I'm suggesting with my team is, when you first come in, you do a ride along with a service tech, typically a lead service tech. Once you've gotten your feet underneath of you and you have a regular shift, you're going to go on the service tech that you fight with. And you're going to get to know them person to person.
You're going to run calls, and you're going
to run calls, and you're going to run a shift with that technician that you have a problem with, or that has a problem with you. So I don't want to create those, well, I don't like working with you on this shift, I want to work on the other shift. I want us to be a united front, and I also have an open door policy for all of my logistics analysts. They can come in and tell me their woes, and I'm sorry, that sounds really frustrating.
Yeah. And I think, like, sometimes we know that no matter how hard we try, like, we're not going to be perfect.
Yeah. We can only try our best.
It's what we say about mistake. Like, we're going to fail, we're going to make mistakes, all that type of stuff. But as long as, to your point, like, we're following the mission. Like, we're all striving towards achieving the mission.
Yes.
And as long as both parties are striving for perfection, it's okay to not be perfect. Yeah. So finding small little things like that to improve communication or improve, working relationships, whatever it may be.
Yeah. And it's like we're only coworkers. I mean, you don't go home to that technician at the end of the day, so you don't know what's going on in their life the same way that they don't know what's going on in a customer's life.
Yeah.
They could have had a screaming match with their spouse that morning and then come to work to figure out that this call is 4 hours longer than they're expecting it to be.
Yeah.
And that's really frustrating, and I want them to express that empathy of, man, that really sucks.
Yeah.
But, let's get it together, and I believe in you, and you can do this.
Good old mirroring, right? Yeah. It is that's a tough thing to navigate, and it's somewhat intangible, right? So there's no...
It's definitely a soft skill.
Yeah, you can't measure that. Like, there's no KPI for friction between...
Yeah.
It's just... There's no way to measure that. So it's just something that we constantly have to work on. But it's really cool that you're at least aware of the stress and trying to figure out how to manage it, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. Recently, how long ago was it that you moved into leadership?
I started in September of last year, and I started in leadership in May?
Yeah. Okay.
April, May?
So late April, early May.
Something like that.
And I know this was something that you were considering.
We kind of went back and forth on it.
What ultimately, when we came to you with the dispatch leadership role, see, I keep doing it. The logistics.
It was dispatch at the time.
Logistics
center director.
Logistics center director role.
Yeah.
What ultimately made you say, hey, that's a challenge that I want to go get, especially given, you mentioned about stress from previous roles and things like that. Like, what made you say, all right, I want to go take this challenge on?
That was my biggest kind of internal pushback because Brian originally came to me and I said no.
Yeah.
And then he interviewed a couple candidates and he came back to me and I said, all right, let's talk.
Yeah.
But that was my big thing is I didn't want to be available 24/7. I wasn't in a mindset of having a work-life balance, but I've set in place systems to ensure that work-life balance is still there.
Yeah.
And I've made amazing strides. And if I can plug a different podcast, I'm going to be on a podcast called Recovery Isn't Linear for the second episode to talk about the difference between my work-life balance at the time and then my work-life balance now, because it is night and day.
Yeah.
I'm able to not look at my phone when I go home. I have Destiny as a godsend.
Yeah.
She handles all of our nights and weekends questions, and if she doesn't know, she'll escalate something to me, but I'm not constantly getting calls. I'm not constantly on my computer.
Yeah, you're not the first line of defense.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm also able to grow her as a leader, which is nice. So I've put into place those systems that protect me from ending back where I was.
Yeah. But obviously you didn't know that coming into it, so you knew that it was
terrifying.
You knew that there was going to be a challenge of even getting that to where it needs to be. And
it did. I mean, there were a couple of weeks right in the beginning when on the weekend I would be at home on my phone checking Teams consistently, and it was a mindset shift that I had to tell myself, you cannot do this or you will go into a hole.
Yeah.
And you like this job and you like this company and you like these people, so don't burn yourself out doing it.
Yeah.
And even my partner had said to me, like, you know that you do this to yourself, right? And I said, yes. It's not the job, it's me.
Yeah, so it's that realization that it's not a switch that you turn off.
Yeah. It's taking extreme ownership of your feelings and your internal environment to make sure that balance remains
Yeah.
the same. And I was talking about this the other day, that I used to think work-life balance was something that you achieved and then you stayed there.
Yeah.
But it's actually a daily balance.
Yeah.
It's a daily opportunity of, I wake up early so that I can have some quiet time before I come in.
Amen to that.
Yeah. I'm at that 5 a.m. club.
That's a life changer for me, was
Yeah.
waking up early before the kids, before everybody.
I like having just nighttime. The dogs are still asleep, so I just go out and sit in the living room, have my pre-workout, and then get ready for my day. I listen to podcasts on my way in, and then I leave when I'm supposed to.
Yeah. But it's funny because, like, I think most people think work-life balance means I'm going to balance this by ignoring this, not doing this. And it's like, that doesn't work, right?
Sometimes you have to. I mean, there are times when...
Well, no, I don't mean that. I mean, what is real work-life balance is putting in the work to develop a team where you don't have to worry about that because you've put in the work up front to build systems and processes where it doesn't happen.
Yeah, my
right?
team's
Most people are just like, don't bother me. I'm practicing work-life balance right now. And it's like, that doesn't work.
Whereas now I can say, oh, that's in the SharePoint.
Yeah.
Or, you can text Destiny, you can call Destiny for that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there are times when you do take a little bit more of the work side and you let some of the life side go. So, for example, an employee has an emergency and has to leave.
Stuff like that's going to happen.
Yeah, stuff like that's going to happen, and you kind of roll with the punches on that. But I've got a team together that I love them.
I love what you said about it's not the same every day. Like, it's a constant evolving thing, and you got to constantly be working at it.
And you have to be aware of it, because it can spiral so quickly, and you don't even notice.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what happened previously, is that I got sucked into a hole and then didn't even notice that I wasn't taking care of my own mental health.
You get the whole work creep dynamic, right?
Yeah.
All right, what's your favorite part of the job?
Honestly, that it changes every day.
Yeah.
There's so many changes on daily schedule, on parts that we're doing, on technicians that are working, the way that the board is being set up, which meetings I'm in that day. I mean, today was a busy meeting day, and then I get to do this. So it's like, it's unique.
This is the Zen. This is Dad's Zen zone, huh?
Zen zone. I love that.
I don't even know. Todd was trying to get us to have pipes and tweed jackets in here.
We should.
Yeah.
I agree.
I told him as long as it's just bubbles.
Yeah.
All right. What's the future of logistics? Where are we headed?
I have plans. We are planning multiple role breakouts and specializations. So a new person comes in as a logistics analyst. They do essentially what the job is right now: daily technician questions, managing the board, managing capacity. Level 2 would be if someone has more of an interest in the optimization and the logistics part of it. So those will be logistics routers. They'll be looking the week ahead. They'll be looking at forecasting. They'll be looking...
Forecasting capacity.
Forecasting capacity, forecasting parts, making sure that we have enough technicians available that have that skill set.
Yeah.
And then coordinating and supporting with the level 1 person who's on. Ideally, 2 of those would be on each shift. So that's, another 8 people that I have to add. Plus then... For level 3, you would be ending up at where Destiny is right now, a logistics trainer who handles all of our, it has to be rebranded, but it's Dispatch University. So it's our training program of how to be a logistics analyst. What do you need to know? Who do you need to know? What are the processes? And Destiny right now, when we hire somebody, will take that completely over from me. So that will be off my plate. And then level 4 being a shift lead.
Yeah.
And so I've mirrored it off of what Amy's contact center rubric is for her team's levels.
Yeah. So you almost have a progression and flow through it.
Yeah. So if they get to a point where they're like, okay, well, I know the daily stuff, but I want to be more involved in the planning. Okay, great. You want to be a router? Like, awesome.
Yeah.
When I worked in trash, one of the biggest splits, and the reason I got this idea is that they had a dispatcher who would do daily, and then they had a router who would do the next day, the month ahead, checking routes, making sure that every customer was verified. We had all the correct information we needed. And right now, that's on one person. But ideally, I'll split it. And so they'll each have a manageable workload.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Look, I'm going to say that I'm going to be like a broken record with this, but 100% fast, 70% correct. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be so many moving parts, and there's going to be stuff that we're going to change and tweak and change back and adjust. But it's really awesome that you're creating different opportunities, as well as the specialization part of it. It's like, and you see that across this organization. Like when we originally had the location set up, and we had these ops coordinators and location man and all that, and it's like it's not that those roles have gone away, it's just they've turned into multiple people and multiple specialists across. Exactly. So it's cool to see that logistics is going through that progression as well, and I'm really excited to see how that builds out.
I would love to fill up all those cubicles out there and have a team of 4 people each shift.
It's gonna be sooner than you think.
That's the dream.
All right, I saved this to the end, but I'm curious, any funny, crazy dispatch stories, any moments where you're like, oh man, my hair's on fire, I don't know what's going to happen? Any funny stories? Anything you want to share there?
So Taliba called me one day.
Yeah.
And she said, I can't do this call. And I said, why? What's going on? She said, the customer's son peed in their vent. And I said, I'm sorry? And she said, this whole place smells like pee. And I was
so
like,
into the return.
I guess he, I don't know, was having his own issues, but I was like, okay.
How old was this? Did she say how old?
A teenager. And so, I thought like, oh, it must have been a toddler who like had an accident. And she was like, no, this was a coordinated attack. And I was like, oh my God.
It was intentional.
Yes. Fully intentional. But, I had to reschedule that call and call the customer and be like, I'm going to send a different technician out because ours is not equipped.
We're going to send a hazmat team.
Or like there's all sorts of stuff. There's like bees in vents, critters in vents, snakes.
Yeah. That's I had not heard that story, so that's an awesome one.
It's a wild one. It was wild.
All right, well, Emily, I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks
I appreciate
for having
you being
me.
number one in the new studio, so thank you so much for coming. Look forward to what we bring out of logistics this year. So thank you.
Me too.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.